this because I want you to see kind of how things are looking off toward the west. Just to give you an idea, if you're thinking, this doesn't sound right that we're going to see snow this far south, even in our southern counties. Look at where it is now. Louisiana, all these places, you don't see rain there. That's all white shade to gray in there. That's all snow there. So interesting to see how it's going to play out for us tomorrow. The winter storm warning is in play in all the pink shaded counties, which is us. And the winter weather advisory for the not as good of a chance is flip-flop from usual. It's usually North Georgia gets all the big warning, and we're just kind of on the bottom wondering if we're going to get a flurry. So this one is aiming right at central Georgia, and the graph model agrees with that sentiment. Here's a look. This one has not changed yet. We're hoping for a new run in the next hour. Still showing maybe a 2 p.m. arrival, going 3, 4. All these are snow colors. This is not rain, sleet, or mix on this model. Some models have the possibility during the day when we're kind of in the mid-30s of some sort of a mix and then changing over to snow in the 4 and 5 o'clock hours. But again, the graph here holding strong with nothing but snow coming through. Let's take a look at the NAM model just so you can see. This one tries to throw a few flurries early in the morning. We'll see about that. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but there's around 9 or 10. Notice how you have snow colors. The pink, again, is going to be kind of a mix of a sleet, rain, snow thing. And as we get into the middle of the day, once again, taking into account that if our temperatures are up during the day, maybe this is some kind of a mix, but watch the timeline as we go through the day, starting to get colder, and then it just changes over to snow once we get into the afternoon on this run. And this is also the model that was right over a week or so ago that was showing that we would not get much of anything in that North Georgia storm, and it was right. Some of the other ones were trying to give us snow, and it just didn't really pan out. So there is tomorrow night, still going even late into early Wednesday morning, and then moving away. So just some of the other models, just want to show you this one here just for a second. This is the new high res. This one came out just a few minutes ago. It shows a few flurries possible in the morning. Then it shows possibly a little bit of rain or sprinkle, if anything, during the day. Notice this is not a 2 p.m. arrival necessarily, but then starting to change over. There's something magical on all these. Either they start with snow or there is a changeover somewhere 3 to 5 in the afternoon, becoming all snow. So as far as totals, we get this question asked a lot. David Guerrero made this map right here. This is, again, not set in stone. It just kind of gives you a general idea from the lowest end of the scale to the highest. And of course, it is weird that the farther south you go, the better chance of having snow. Not something we normally see. 13 WMAZ Plus, that's where I'm headed. Hope to see you there. We're on YouTube, Facebook, answering questions. And then 10 o'clock on the CW. See you a little bit later. All right, what's up, folks? For those that are still hanging in here with us, we were just talking about potential snowfall totals. It doesn't mean that this is exactly how this is going to play out tomorrow. And I know it looks weird, it's flip-flopped. It's not what you would normally see. You would think you would see the greater snowfall totals toward the north. This just shows you how far south this system is, that a lot of places that don't normally see snow are getting involved in this. So if any of this moves up a little farther north, then everybody gets in a little bit more. So let's take a look just briefly. I wanted to show something I was showing on the air just a moment ago. Let's see if I can get us on the right one. Just so if you're thinking, well, that sounds kind of weird that we would see snow that far south. Well, look at what's going on right now out in Texas and Louisiana. Yeah, that's snow showing up around New Orleans. Kind of wild, isn't it? Yep. So we have that going for us, that it's already proving out that this is going to be a far south tracking winter storm. So if you just take everything that's out there now, I mean, just kind of loosely go with it, you know? And then even farther south than that, probably too. I mean, we're seeing it could be panhandle of Florida, down in the north, or northeast Florida, southeast Georgia, places like that, with some sort of wintry precip. So let's go from that to, let's see, I've already showed that. There's the snow. You can see it again. There again is the winter storm warning. So all of us are in a winter storm warning for tomorrow, and again, it is upside down from what we normally see because that winter weather advisory in purple. That's usually what we get. It's kind of like a consolation prize. It's like, yeah, thanks for playing the winter storm game. You're not getting the snow. It's all North Georgia. But we'll give you an advisory just in case you see a flurry. This time, though, it's all heading in this way. And again, it depends on the model. The graph here is wanting to show all snow as we go starting in the early afternoon and throughout the afternoon into tomorrow night. And again, we could start tallying up some pretty decent numbers out of this. And again, whatever does fall, be it snow, sleet, freezing rain in some areas, if there's a mix, wherever, we expect it to accumulate and to stick, because it is going to be very cold, and it's going to get really cold tomorrow night, maybe in the upper teens. And then really once we get into Wednesday, mid-30s, maybe for a high. So there may be a little bit of a melt, but then whatever's still hanging around is going to refreeze Wednesday night into Thursday morning again. So the question I've had a lot is, well, when is a good time to kind of get off the road? I mean, I would say, lunchtime to early afternoon. But then again, if you look at the NAM model, this is 5 in the morning. It tries to take some of those flurries I was just showing you and starts to move them in here. There's around 9 in the morning. And if you just saw the graph, it didn't get in here around 2 in the afternoon. But also, this kind of makes more sense if you look at where we are temperature-wise tomorrow. If during the day, once we get out of the 20s from the morning low, if we're in the mid-30s, then this may be kind of a mix. But keep an eye on the clock here as we get on in, and notice how you're starting to see more of the pink shaded area, which is the mix, and going more to snow. And then by the time we go past this, boom, everybody is in snow by the time we go into 4 or 5 in the afternoon, 6 to 7. 8 to 9 on into 11 o'clock midnight. There's 1, 2. This one actually drags the snow possibilities out more overnight into early Wednesday morning in our southeastern counties before finally getting on out of here. A new high-res model just dropped a little bit ago. And this one shows a similar scenario where we see a few flurries nearby in the morning. There's lunchtime tomorrow. I show you all these because I want you to get the thing that it's not, there's the model, and that's one we're going with. I showed you that over a week ago, and some of those models were not right. The one actually that I just showed you was the NAM model. That's the one that was right over a week ago. Keep that in mind. And it showed us not getting much of anything the last time around, and we did not. This time it shows a lot coming this way. Okay, so here's noon tomorrow on the high-res model. During the day, if we're in the mid-30s, that makes sense. Maybe this is a little bit of a mix in here. And then once we get into that magic 4 to 5 in the afternoon, now we're starting to drop 32 and below, and then it just starts changing over to snow. There by the time, definitely in the evening time, on into tomorrow night, then into midnight, and then southeastern counties still overnight there. What else did I have? We'll just show the GFS and the graph, or the Euro just briefly. Just to show you GFS is on board with this. The Euro is also on board. Kind of a mix, changing over to snow in the afternoon and running through the afternoon into tomorrow night late, and then kind of clearing as we head toward early Wednesday morning. Again, this is not set in stone. This is just kind of an idea that probably, unless something changes, it could be lighter snow amounts the farther north you go. We'll see. I mean, we're just going off of the models that we have right now and trying to crunch the numbers best way we can. They're still trying to get 100% confidence in the snow itself, and that's starting to get stronger for sure. But these totals are not set in stone. This is just kind of an idea with comparing and contrasting models that it looks like the potential for heavier stuff is south. I know that's weird, kind of strange. All right, so you see upper 20s in the morning. I have us as low as 20. I think the graph's running too warm there. 30s during the day tomorrow, that's key, because you're like, well, what variety of 30s are we talking here? Well, for 35, 36, it's not going to quite get the job done, so that might be where that mix is kind of coming in. But then notice as we get on in, I was talking about like 4 or 5 o'clock, then all of a sudden, if it's not already snow, probably is by that point. And then as we go on through the night, we just keep dropping, and I think we'll probably be in the upper teens by the time we get into Wednesday morning. So whatever hits the ground is going to stay on the ground for sure. There's Wednesday afternoon, not far into the 30s again, somewhere in the mid-30s, so maybe a little bit of a melt in a couple of spots with what's out there. And then we're going to go back, I think, probably upper teens again as we go into Thursday morning. So let's take a look at this. I'll leave this up here so you can see what's happening with our friends out toward the west while I look for a couple of questions. And I'll just do a few of these because then we got to get ready for the 10 o'clock show coming up in a little bit. All right. Is it safe to go to work? That's a very broad question. If someone's careful driving and we don't get anything more than an inch or two of snow, then probably fine. I think the main concern for people is the reason why schools would close and everything is having children out on the road, teenage drivers, school buses, all that kind of stuff. Why take the risk on that? I mean, if you got to go to work and, we just don't know yet. We don't know until we get there tomorrow. I mean, once again, folks, because we talked about this stuff over a week ago, and we're, thinking, there may be something. We didn't know what it was going to be, maybe a mix of some sort, and a lot of places end up with nothing. So I don't think this is going to be nothing, but I just don't know how much is going to be out there. Is it a novelty snow, or it's just kind of like some flurries out there and kind of play around with it? Maybe there's a little bit on the car enough you can build yourself a little mini-me snowman or something, or is it more than that? We don't know. And I hate that. I wish I could tell you more than that, but it's tough. Can I ride my motorcycle? Sure. Is snow certain at this point? Not certain, but I would say that it's becoming more and more likely. It would blow my mind if we didn't see snow tomorrow. It's just all those models being wrong would be crazy. Power outages. Don't know about that. We hope for nothing like that. Ice storms, that's the worst for that. So far this is looking like snow. How bad does it have to be for a bridge closure? I don't know about that. I mean, I know that the folks are doing the best they can, putting out brine and all that, and salt, and because your bridges are going to always freeze before any other part of the roadway because they hover in the air and they have freezing air all around them. That's the reason why it always says bridge, what does it say on those signs? Freezes faster than, I don't remember what it says. Anyway, that's the reason why. They don't have the benefit of being on insulated, warmer ground. They're just hanging out there. Somebody says that clouds are snow near Sri. The clouds have taken off. I'm just showing you this to give you an idea of what this storm looks like now. None of that is clouds. That's all precipitation. So if you're seeing all that white, that's all snow. What time should I leave work in Dublin? I'd say 12:17 a.m. and p.m. I don't know. Okay, we'll do one more. Hopefully it's something I can answer. That's it, Adam. Bridge freezes before roadway. Thank you. Well, we'll go with this one. Where was it? I already lost it. It was something about what time do you think it's going to snow or start. I don't know exactly what time it's going to start. The average looks to be somewhere after lunchtime to maybe early afternoon, somewhere in there. It could go earlier. Again, if you were just going off of just this graph model, it starts to come in right here at like 2 in the afternoon. Let's go with this NAM model. This one this is high res actually. This one shows a few flurries possible in the morning, then some sort of maybe mix, maybe not much happening at 2, 3 until about 4 in the afternoon. On this one, then it's happening. Here's the NAM. This one goes with a few flurries possible early morning and then trying to gather mid-morning to lunchtime. I would say lunchtime is an average, maybe a little before, maybe a little after. But the general idea is that regardless of when it comes in or what it starts as, they all show it eventually being snow by the time we get into like 3, 4, or 5 in the afternoon on into tomorrow night. Okay, folks, we'll do the 10 o'clock show on our CW channel. Hopefully you can make it there. We're on there, by the way, every Monday through Friday night. Find a way to find that at 10 o'clock. And then, of course, the big show at 11 o'clock. And of course we'll be doing tomorrow's going to be crazy. So we'll have all kinds of streaming things and everything, but we'll be in touch. Okie dokie. We'll see you.